We're joined now by the Deputy Commissioner of Police, Donald Awuna, who is the Force Public Relations Officer. He joins us from our studio in Abuja. Good morning and thank you for joining us today. Well, we understand at the moment that police, the venue... Yeah, thank you. We understand that the venue for the PDP convention has been sealed. Is this the case and why?
Well, thank you so much. You see, one, the police is an institution established by law and obey the court orders and rule of law. And in an event of conflicting court orders, what do? We're neutral. We take charge. And that's the situation now. We have conflicting orders. The IG has been served with court order in Abuja. So we have to obey court orders. And if this court order has to be obeyed, what do we do about the venue? We take control of the venue to avoid pandemonium, to avoid two warring parties conflicting, to protect life and property. That's what we're doing.
Well, which court order are you obeying now? Because apparently there are two court orders. One happened earlier, and then the one we presume you're obeying is the one that was given yesterday. And by the way, have you been served with that court order?
If you, Chamberlain, if you heard what I said we are to obey court order. And when there's conflicting court orders, what do? We are a neutral body. We're police, we're for everybody. And for me to give you a very specific answer as to which court order will be, maybe in next 30 minutes or 1 hour when I confer with the legal department. But what is important that we're all aware of two conflicting court orders. Once they go ahead, once they don't go anywhere. So what do? We take care of the place and ensure that nobody comes into conflict, no crisis, and essentially protect life and property.
So what, did you get any court, have you received the order of the court? So what, did you get any court, have you received the order of the court? Did you get any court, have you received the order of the court? Yeah.
Go ahead.
You see, I say, certainly. Yeah. You see, it's all over the news. Of course, you won't say you won't believe in it. It's all over the news. And when you're a police officer and you are interested in the security of the country, you are interested that no crisis, you must act fast. You must be very proactive. There's the letter and the spirit of the law. We are trying to be very proactive in this respect, so that this can be sorted out by the court itself. In the interim, the police will ensure that life and property is protected, that people do not go to the venue of the convention and start fighting. Because everybody can come with a court order, so we are obeying court order, why are you here, and the rest of them. So the police is trying to ensure that there's protection of life and property, so we don't have crisis in our hands. As to which court order are you obeying, that can be taken care of by court itself. So everybody should resort to court. And maybe superior courts. We know the two courts that have given order have coordinated jurisdiction or powers, but the essential thing that the police must do must to be proactive, must to ensure there is rule of law.
But if you're ensuring that there's rule of law, and in the process it turns out that it looks like you're following one side of it.
No, no. We're not following one side. I said earlier that if there is conflict, if there is conflict, what do? You stand in the middle. You stand in the middle and ensure that there is no breakdown of law and order. Because when two parties have court order, they all want to implement those court orders to ensure that they facilitate their own motives and decisions. So what the police will do is to stand in the middle and ensure that there is protection of life and property. And that's essential. That's essential. It's not the issue whether you are obeying court A or court B. When you have a conflicting court order, of course all of us are aware there's two conflicting court orders. And we are not courts. We are to protect life and property. We're ready for everything that the court says.
Well, you say that you're trying to ensure that there's peace. You're trying to protect lives and property. One of the ways that you could have protected life and property is to ensure that the people who are holding their convention, since it's conflicted and there's been no resolution as to which one of them is superior, perhaps those people can actually hold their convention in peace. Can that happen?
You see,
isn't that a viable option?
You see, that's a viable option from your own perspective. From the perspective of law enforcement, it may not be viable because you don't know the motive of whoever has gone to court. So what do? You are neutral. You must work according to the Constitution, the powers that you have as a police officer, to ensure that you protect life and property. So if there are conflicting court orders, the party is supposed to go further. So that we can know they have a Supreme Court, they have a appeal court. But essentially there is conflicting court order. And in democratic policing, you have to be neutral.
Because it would seem that with the action of the police, one party is definitely going to be happy about the actions of the police, and one party will be unhappy. How does that, serve neutrality?
But you serve neutrality because you are there. You are there because the two parties are contesting. Two parties are contesting, and the court that should interpret what they mean by those two judgments, not the police.
Have you received any of the judgments?
I suppose yes. I think the legal department have done that. If not, the police will not seal that place.
You can confirm.
Yeah, of course.
That the police will be in receipt of the judgment in Port Harcourt.
I just said yes.
And the one in Abuja as well.
I expect that. Yes, surely. No, I'm just here this early morning, and you can get the conflicting reports from pieces of newspapers. So when you have such things, and you must appreciate the fact that the speed in which these court orders are in the media. So you must be proactive. And if you are not proactive, you have more problems in your life because of loss of life and property. There are conflicting interests, and police must ensure neutrality, must ensure that the law and order prevail.
All right, then we'll be back in just a moment. Don't go away. Join us again.